What's up and welcome back to Tactics. Today we'll be talking about the best men's snowboard boots of the 23 and 24 season. Let's get into it. Here we're taking a peek at the Vans Invado OG. OG has been a really strong seller since its inception. You look at this sucker and it almost plays back to that classic Vans old school skate shoe. Almost has that vulcanized kind of aesthetic and a lot of great traction by that inverse waffle sole that you're seeing on the base there. Yeah, some of the things that are really unique and special about this boot is that it's a combination of both lacing and BOA technology. Lacing definitely instills trust and also ultimate customization. It may not be the quickest thing in the market, but you can definitely make things a little bit tighter or looser down here depending on your width of foot, or how loose or tight you want it up here depending on if you want to be having some more flexibility for side-to-side freestyling. The benefit of the BOA is that, this side BOA has a mechanism that snugs the whole tongue back, which basically crosses over and snugs the whole tongue back to seat your heel into the boot, and to give you a little bit more response when you're making those toe side turns. A standard internal lace harness with a draw tight that you can just cinch back down in there. Definitely driven a little bit more towards the freestyle minded. It's soft to mid flexing boot that gives you that Vans comfort with their insole that is a little bit thicker. It's pop cush, so if you're familiar with their skate shoes and that insole, you're gonna see that cross over into here. This one still has a lot of impact protection, which is really neat for, again, people who are doing big drops, rails, and freestyle in the streets. Vans is also really well known for having one of the most comfortable liners in the market. This is a good mid-flexing, freestyle-minded Vans product, and from a brand that you can trust. And I think you'll be stoked if you get into this and want to go do some hot dogging. Here we are looking at this season's 2024 K2 Maysis boot. This has consistently, over the last 10 years, been battling out for the #1 selling boot in the market, and there's a lot of reasons why. What's really special about the Maysis and why it's such a proven performer is that they have the patent on the internal BOA Conda system. So basically, this is the easiest, most convenient boot to utilize. It has two BOAs, and they do everything. One does the whole external side. This side BOA does the internal. So whenever you need to make micro adjustments on the fly, when you're in the snow and the cold, wearing all that gear, all you need to do is lean over, dial this sucker in, give it a little bit more attention. Two dials do it all. The other thing that's really special about the K2 boots is that they use Intuition liners, some of the most proven foam that will adjust and modify to your physiology. It's got one of the smallest footprints in the market. If you have big feet, this is going to be the boot that is going to do a good job at keeping toe and heel drag from entering your life. It's got a rubber sole, which gives you a little bit more durability and grip for when you are hiking in icier and more variable conditions. Overall, this boot is a real crowd pleaser. It fits most people super, super well. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by the simplicity with which two dials can do everything you need to get yourself fit and locked in and ripping quite happily. Here we're taking a peek at the Vans Infuse. It's a beautiful boot. It definitely has quite a lot going on with it compared to a lot of the other more simple boots that come out of the Vans camp. Definitely for the more serious free rider, all mountain rider. The combination of lacing and BOA technology is something that we've seen all the way down to the Invado. You've also got the ability with this model in particular to adjust the flexibility by different modified flex stiffeners here. You've got two in each boot, so it kind of gives you the ability to do a lateral or medial kind of like flex adjustment, or just an overall stiffness upgrade. The power strap on the top can adjust the flex as well as these tongue stiffeners. So the other thing that's kind of neat is they've got this zipper tech here to kind of keep powder and snow from packing in on your forefoot, which happens a lot if you happen to snowmobile or if you just go trekking through a lot of deep pow. Beefy treads are also going to give you good traction if you're doing a lot of hiking. You've got really burly heel stays and toe protection here to keep your boots from breaking down over the long haul. Vans liner is always a fan favorite because it is super cozy and cushy. It is a beast of a boot that is definitely going to give you 80 to 100 plus days before you start seeing much of it, starting to pack out and get soft. But again, you've got all this customization to make this the freestyle boot or free ride boot of your dreams. Anyways, that's the Vans Infuse, and give it a try on. Now we're taking a peek at the new K2 Overdraft. For those of you familiar with the Darko boot, this just got renamed. This is a real fan favorite. A lot of people here love this boot. It's basically a combination of lacing and BOA, where you've got the beauty of perfect customization through a standard lace exterior with BOA conduit technology. It also has the power strap across the top, which is nice for that more aggressive kind of free ride feel, and it's a little bit of a better lock-in. This boot definitely panders to the more freestyle minded. I would call it a soft to mid flexing boot, a nice slim and stable heel stay here, coupled with that internal BOA that's going to lock your heel down really well without having to undo all of the lacing on the outside of your boot. You've got the Intuition liner, which is one of the most heat moldable liners in the industry, stemming from a lot of high-end ski stuff that we've been seeing for 20 plus years. A good durable rubber outsole, again, is going to be good for those icy streets, and a little bit more durability for doing your hiking as well. I did want to call out that it also has Harshmallow in their insoles. Again, another K2 specific patent. It basically is a very good dampening and vibration resisting technology that they've got through their midsole and their insoles. K2 again has made a nice slim silhouette out of this boot, going to minimize your toe or heel drag problems. K2 tends to have a last that fits most people pretty well. It's one of the more universal fits in the market, and I definitely recommend, if you're trying a bunch of boots on, to make sure you get a K2 on your foot, be it the Overdraft or any of their other models. Other than that, enjoy. All right, here we are taking a peek at the Vans Aura Pro. It is definitely one of the best sellers. One of those boots that everybody wants to put on. It hits right smack in the middle of the line. It's kind of their bread and butter. It does a little bit of everything for everybody. You've got your standard Vans styling. It definitely looks just like all of their rad skate shoes. You've got a very comfortable liner coupled with their pop cush insole. You know, just like, again, same kind of technology that you see in their skate shoes, which compared to other brands in the industry, you know, it probably provides some of the best impact protection out there. It's got the dual BOA closure system, which is going to allow you a focus flex by having either the bottom controlled by the side BOA or the top controlled by the middle. So yeah, it gives you the ability to customize how this feels, you know, on your foot throughout the day, and it can give you a little bit of a different kind of performance depending on if you're a little bit more free ride or freestyle leaning. Other than that, it's got an internal draw tight that's reminiscent to what most people use in the industry. And you've got your standard Vans, you know, like gum rubber sole, good traction here. Ultra cush in the inside, you know, midsole here. Yeah, other than that, you're looking at, you know, a good true medium flexing boot that doesn't have a whole lot of seams. It's definitely a little bit more burly on this toe here. I definitely recommend getting it on your foot to try it on, and most people who do are sold immediately based just off the comfort that is coming from a brand that you know and trust. Those are the top 5 men's snowboard boots for the 23 and 24 season. But if you're still hungry for more info, check out the link in our description. Dive into our best in snow gear guide for a look at our hand-picked top gear choices for your mountain adventures.